All right, hello and welcome to the Western Region Middle School Esports Conference. Just how to get started for the season. The first thing that you're going to want to do is join the WRMSEC Discord. It should look like this. When you first get in it, you should probably see the start here and the general chat and maybe the announcements. We do need to give you some roles in there so that you see everything that pertains to what you need to be able to coach. So join the WRMSEC Discord. There is a link to do that. And you should see the Western Region Middle School Esports Conference logo. If you've joined before, you're just going to go to the page. But if you haven't joined before, you're going to come here and you are going to create your account by clicking on this button, go through all those steps, and then log in. Once you have logged in, you'll see your username up in the top right. So if you can see your username up in the top right, that is great. If you're new, you do need to send me a message so that I can set up your school page. We can see all the school pages over here. Once I set up your school page, I'll also give you access to be able to create teams because only managers and coaches can create teams. But for both the Discord and the LeagueOS instance for WRMSEC, that's only teachers that sign up. Once you've signed up, you have your school in there and you have access to be able to register. The winter season registration is for chess. Dirt Rally information will be in here. You don't necessarily have to register for it. And then SSBU for our different time periods. I'm going to jump in how to do each of those. First, for SSBU, we're going to start with that one because it's a little bit easier. Just pick your time that you want your games to be played at. That's either at 3:30 Pacific time or 3:30 Mountain time. Do the conversion. Like if you're in Arizona, but you want to play at the 3:30 Pacific time. If you're in California and you want to play in the 3:30 MST, that is 2:30 Pacific time. So just do the time conversion, pick the one that you want to jump into. And to register, you click View. Since registration is open right now, on the right-hand side, you get this Register Your Team. Now, if you've had a team before, you should just reuse that team. So register your team. If you've had a team before, you'll have this Select Team drop-down. So I would go in, I would select Australia Foothills, and just re-register the team that I used before because you don't need to create a new team if you've had a team before. If you need to add a team, like you're going to have more than one team, you have 2 Nintendo Switches, so you're going to have 2 teams. You click the Create New Team button, you'd select your school, and then put in your team name. The team color and skill level, you do need to put those in there, but they don't matter for anything. Then you just click Submit, and then we need to go in and just manually put in those rosters, but as we can see, we have teams that have put in their rosters. So quick overview for SSBU. Click Register Your Team. Either select a team or create a new team. You don't need to add anything for players. The one thing that you do need to make sure you have, though, is that you are set as the manager on that team. So I'm going to go to my school, go to Australia Foothills, look at my teams, and I have my SSBU team. I'm going to click on that. And then on it for members, I am in there as the manager coach. If you're not in there as the manager coach, all you need to do is click that add button, put in your username, and then you can change it right here to say what their roles are on that team. You need to make sure you're the manager or coach on your team or you won't be able to see the chat. Now, registering for chess is a little bit different. For SSBU, you'd register as many teams as you're going to have play. For chess, you're just going to register one team and then put your players in. So again, you'd have register your team. You can select a team. If you haven't had a team before, you'd create a new team. So I'm going to select my Australia Foothills chess. I would submit them in there and then they would show up on the rosters after we go ahead and let them in. So putting your team in is exactly the same, but the thing that's going to be a little bit different is to add your players. We don't collect any information about players, so you need to make sure you add them as unattached. And the way that you're going to do that, to go to your school, Australia Foothills Global Academy. Now I'm going to just go to the members of my school first. We're to do this for members of the school. I have some unattached accounts in there already. If the players played before, you can just add them to that team. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But I need to create a detached member. And what I'm going to do for that is just in the league tag, I'm going to put in their name. I'm going to put in my school. And then after that, I'm going to put in their chess.com username. I think that is mine right there, but actually I think I have this in here already. So we're just going to do JD Williams 1. So that right there would be their chess.com username. And I'm just going to create that player. And then that player shows up here in my list. And I would do that for every player that I want to add. So if I had 4 chess players, I'm going to add them all with the school name and then their chess.com username. And click create, and they're going to all show up on my list here. What I then need to do is go to my teams. I'm going to go to my chess team and then click on members in the middle. And here I'll click the add button, and then my players are all going to show up here. So I have 2 lists. I have my EFGA JD Williams 1. I'm just going to click that plus button. They're going to show up here on the list. So clicking this detached member here used to work to create them, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. Clicking this detached member button here used to create them and put them directly on your team, but it looks like now we need to go to our school, the members, add the detached member so that they're on our school. And then you're going to go back to your teams and add them into the chess.com team. So again, go to chess, go to members, and I'm going to click the add button and all my players will show up. So if I had one of my old chess players from last year, say it was just this one, click select. They're going to show up here and you can see they're detached. And I need to make sure that they are set as players. That one's set as a player. This one's set as a player. So you go in and make sure they're set as players, but also make sure that you're in there as the manager. And then what will happen with chess is that each of those players will end up becoming a team to play against all the other teams. For Dirt Rally, you can go in and register if you want to register your team. This is where we're going to share the information though on how to connect, and that will be coming out in late December. So overall, we're excited to get the season started. Please join that Discord and reach out if you have any questions.